The man froze, his fork suspended in midair. The diners around her laughed quietly. Some froning, others whispering, but no one moved to help the thin, ragged girl standing at the door. She looked barely 12, her hair tangled, her clothes too thin for the cold night. He watched her. Something inside him stirred, something he had buried years ago. The memories of hunger, the sharp pain of going without, the long nights when silence was the only companion. He understood her better than anyone in that room could. The waiter approached sharply. "You can't stand here. Leave." The girl flinched, but held her ground. Her hands clutched a worn satchel, and her eyes glistened with tears she refused to let fall. She repeated softly, "Just give me the leftovers. I'll tell you a secret." The man pushed his chair back and rose. He was broad-shouldered, scarred from battles of another life, his posture quiet but commanding. He guided her to his table and slid his half-finished plate toward her. She hesitated, then ate quickly, each bite trembling through her body. When she finally looked up, she whispered the secret. "My brother is sick. We live near the railway, in the old shed. I don't beg for me. I beg for him." The room fell silent. The businessman who had laughed shifted uncomfortably. The waiter turned away, ashamed. But the man at the table leaned forward. "Take me to him." That night, he followed her through broken streets and damp alleys. The shed was small, patched with cardboard. Inside lay a boy no older than 9, pale with fever, curled under a thin blanket. The man's chest tightened. He had once carried young soldiers out of war zones, desperate to keep them alive. Now, he felt the same duty again. At dawn, he returned with food, blankets, and a doctor friend from his old unit. Medicine was given, warmth restored, and slowly, hope returned. The girl's eyes filled with tears. "No one ever helped us before." He placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "Silence is easy, but standing up is what changes lives." Word spread quickly. The story reached the same restaurant, the same people who once turned away. Strangers began bringing food, clothes, and support. What started as leftovers became a movement of compassion. A week later, the man walked back into the restaurant not alone this time. The girl and her brother were with him, clean, healthier, dressed in fresh clothes. As they entered, the diners who once ignored her stood in silence. Not a word was spoken, but respect filled the air. The businessman lowered his eyes. The waiter nodded quietly. And for the first time in years, the man smiled. He had been given another chance to protect, another chance to honor the life he once fought for. The girl sat at the table, her brother beside her, eating without fear. She looked at the man and whispered, "Thank you for seeing me when no one else did." He replied softly, "Sometimes the smallest voice carries the greatest truth." That night was more than a meal, more than a secret. It was proof that real strength does not shout. Real strength is quiet, steady, and unshakable. True heroes are not those who look away. They are the ones who choose to stand. If this story touched your heart, share your thoughts in the comments. Would you have stood with her that night? And don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and join us for more stories that honor silent heroes in unseen battles.